Local 1700 brothers and sisters, how y'all guys doing today? First thing, happy Memorial Day. Hope everybody had a safe weekend. I know some had to work, some volunteered to work this Monday, um, but still wish everybody a happy Memorial Day. And we started to enter into summertime. And as we enter the summertime every year, this around June, July, August, it's generally about July, August, we have our annual family picnic. But this year we're doing something a little bit different. We're going over to CJ Barrymore's. And we wanted to give an update because we've been having the members come down and sign up and register. And we also, like as I always say, I do monitor social media. So some questions that came up that we wanted to try to bring some clarity to or address, or at least for the ones that we could at this point in time. So this podcast is all about this fabulous picnic that we're about to have. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our recording secretary, Jennifer Miller. How you doing, Jennifer?
Good afternoon. I'm doing wonderful. Happy Memorial Day weekend to Local 1700 and my brothers and sisters sitting here with me today.
Got Brother Aaron Smith, our financial secretary.
Good morning, Local 1700. I hope everybody enjoying this weekend off. We're here to talk about the picnic. Hopefully we answer the questions y'all been asking.
So, Jen, what is some of the questions that Jen ran across? I know it's a 4-hour event, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Time for our event will be Saturday, July 11th from 12 noon to 4 p.m. That is our time slot. The park is open till 10 to 11 p.m., but our time slot for that day is from 12 noon to 4 p.m.
All right, and then we got people coming down to the local, and the purpose of that is so we can get a accurate head count for the park. And how did that serves us in the sense of managing how many people actually show up and participate?
Well, the park itself has a maximum capacity, and we feel and we're sure that we're probably going to max out that capacity because we have a very, very big membership, and people have been coming down to register. We need that process because if you don't register, you won't be able to participate. And we normally have between 700 to 1,100 members that actually show up to our picnics within the last several years. We did a time, kind of manage that information out to kind of give a whereabout of where we was with the amount of people that actually shows up to our picnics.
Well, I know when we went back and we did, like you say, 700 to 1,100, we went over the last 3 to 4 years and looked at the numbers. And we know it's CJ Barrymore, so everybody's going to want to come, which we encourage everybody to come. But based off the numbers from the last 3 years, 4 years of the participation, we threw an extra 10% on there knowing that the park did have a capacity. So, yeah, we do recognize that. We said, what is it, 3 per the employee plus 3 guests, whether it be family members or friends, but it's 3 guests. And that limitation is there so we won't exceed the capacity, but also give our members a fair opportunity to participate in these activities. The registration itself is to give us that head count so we can be able to, at some point, Aaron, the financial secretary and the recording secretary, will sit down with CJ Barrymore prior to the event, weeks prior to the event, and say, hey, here's our head count. This is what we expect to be based on people who actually came and registered. And then there has a conversation to make sure that we're in compliance with the capacity. I know there are some concerns or some people asked about, the rides. What all would they be able to ride or what's free in this event that we're putting on? Because it's a corporate event. That's how they deem it as, or that's how they label it as a corporate event. So what all comes with that?
So yes, that is correct. It's a corporate event in their eyes. We are a family, a local family. Mm-hmm. The wristband will let you ride all the rides. Everything's included except for batting cage and arcade games. So that's all the activities outside. There's some rides on the inside as well that you can participate in with your wristband, like bumper cars and laser tag. And there's I think QRV, or what do you call those AR things on your eyes. It's like an interactive ride that you can ride on that's available for you to do with your wristbands on the inside.
There's only 2 things out this whole park. They got a water ride too, so it's,
There's a lot of things to do.
I hope nobody flip off in the water if you do bring a spare change of clothes, but.
Yeah, it's for all ages. Now, there is no age requirement for this, but there is a height requirement. Mm-hmm. So for all the rides, the height requirement is between 40 and 42 inches, I believe. So that is the only requirement for most of the rides there at the park. It's just got to meet that height requirement. And we will have other activities there for the rest of the family. We're going to have music, DJ, face painting. We're going to continue to do the things that we normally do at our picnics, which is some of the, we're going to have T-shirts for our members and some of the activities for, I'll let you speak on that, Aaron, because I don't want to say it wrong.
Well, basically they got a bowling alley. They got the golf dome. So if you like playing golf, bring your clubs.
Yep.
All that's going to be included with the wristband. Only thing you're going to have to pay for yourself, you got to get your game cards, which will allow you to use the arcade games and the batting cage. Everything else, that wristband, it should get you access to all the other activities in the park.
Now, I do know they do have a bar there, so just for our adult consumers, the bar is not included in this package. It'll be there, it'll be opening, it'll be functioning, but that'll be something that it'll be a cash bar where you will pay for that because the local will not be picking up that tab either. But for the most part, I would say 90% of the park, 95% of the park, as long as you have that armband, when you come to the park, you're gonna go to the table, you're gonna register, your guests must be there with you at the point in time if they want to gain entry. You register with your band, you get your shirt, and off you go. It's a lot of rides there. And I know the question came up quite a bit about, well, what if my guests get there before us, or I get there before my guests because you have to be present. Well, in order for us to do this correctly, you have to be present when your guests get there. Now, if you're somewhere in the park and your guests come a half an hour later or whatever the case is, then they can hit you up on the cell phone. You can come back up front. We can check it against the list, and then we can go ahead and move forward. But if your guests get there before you, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to allow anybody in without that employee being present there with them. And like I said, once again, that's because we're just still trying to make sure that we manage the head count and the numbers within the park.
I want to explain the process, walk you through the process of, because there was a lot of questions on, a lot of people didn't know if they had to bring their guests or their kids to register at the local. And so that is incorrect, but I'm going to break down the whole process. So registration here opened May 18th, and it will close when we get to capacity, or our deadline is June 18th. The member of our local has to come down to the local and pre-register. So you do not have to bring your kids or your family members. You as a member can come down to the local and fill out this form. And I'm about to show right here. This form is what you will fill out, and it will have, you will put your name, your CID, department, the shift, your phone number, and your 3 guest names and ages. And then you will sign it, and then the staff will give you a copy. And at the bottom of this form, it's going to spell out all the requirements for you, so you'll know what you need to bring, what you need to have, and the park regulations and everything. And with that, you must bring that portion with you to the park to enter and get your wristbands from our registration table. Now, when you come to the park will let you in. They're gonna let you in, but they will not be selling any wristbands to anybody during our event time between 12 and 4 until most of our guests has gotten their wristbands. I'm gonna repeat that because some people was stating that they're gonna bring their guests and extra guests and members. You can bring them there, but they're gonna be standing there. They will not be able to purchase wristbands until our wristband has been passed out and all of our people that has been registered has gotten their wristbands. The park is open till 11 p.m. They will start selling their wristbands to open to the public once our membership has gotten their wristbands from us, and they're gonna keep track of that. Also, with that being said, our wristbands will only be good until 4 p.m. So I want to repeat that. The park is open for our membership from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., but our wristbands will end at 4 p.m. So I encourage our members to please get there as early as possible, so that you can enjoy all the activities and the fun that the park has to offer, because our wristbands will end at 4 p.m.
So, Jim, what time would the food be served?
The food will be served from 1 to 3 p.m. That is the time slot for the food. So please make sure that if you want to eat and indulge, you'll be there by 1 o'clock to be served the food and the drinks. They will still have concession stands throughout the park, but our food will be served from 1 to 3 p.m.
And I know we took a tour of it the other day. It's going to be on the outside. There's going to be 3 separate areas. That's going to be our areas. Obviously, we're going to have banners out there, and food will be broken up between those areas. But as you said, there will be concession stands on the inside. In the event that you say, hey, I don't want necessarily this, then yes, you can go on the inside, but that'd be by purchase of your own at that point in time, correct?
That's correct. So yes, we do have 3 cabanas areas where they'll be serving our food at during those times, and in those areas we'll be having our photographer, DJ, and face painter, and some other activities going on as well in those cabana areas.
All right, what else you got on there?
I want to go ahead and break down the park information as far as your bags. I want people to make sure they pay attention to this. The bag requirements is the same as like in most concerts and activities at other locations. They're only allowing clear bags up to 15 by 15. They're not allowing no backpacks, no oversized purses, totes, duffel bags, or briefcases of any kind. Bags larger than 12 by 5 by 12 are prohibited. Only bags that they will let that is not clear will be medical bags that contains your medicine and stuff like that, or diaper bags. So please make sure that you're bringing the correct bag when you're coming there. They will not allow any outside food or drinks inside their park. So please don't bring any beverages, no food, anything like that. They will make you take it back. They will not let you into the park with that. And when you come to, like you say, pre-register at the local, but when you come to retrieve your wristbands at the park, you must have either your badge or your ID, something showing that you are a member, and this form, the other half of the form. The ladies that has been registering you have told you to take a picture of it just in case you lose the physical copy. You can show a picture of this form stating that you were registered, and only the people that are registered will be allowed to get their wristbands. We will not be doing any kind of registrations at the park.
Okay, I want to go back on the bag, 'cause I know I asked you this about 2 weeks ago, and I just don't want any mishaps there. So if I bring a regular purse size, I'm good. It don't have to be clear, but anything over that 15 by 15, you said, it have to be in a clear bag, correct? Is that the understanding?
Yep.
Okay, okay. All right.
That is correct.
All right. Outside of that, like you know what I'm saying, outside of that, I know we got a lot going on. There's a lot of excitement. This week, by the time this air, we will be opening the local early for third shift. And that time schedule will be what?
6 a.m. The local will open 2 hours early from 6 a.m. and it will end at 4 p.m. for 4 whole days next week, May 26th through May 29th.
Oh, that was 29th, yeah.
May 29th. So all the people, we heard third shift loud and clear. Hey, y'all got to make some time for us.
Mm-hmm.
We will hold the local open 2 hours early. So when you get off work, make it on down to the local and get registered.
And I'll tell you, people our members been coming full-fledged.
They have. They've been coming to
So
register.
we encourage, don't wait till the last minute to go register, because once we hit that capacity number, then we'll have to shut it down at that point, and we'll move forward with submitting it over to CJ Barrymore. But, come down. We made the hours longer for a third shift, but I'll tell you, all last week, members been coming like back to back to back. So the slots are filling up.
Yes, it is.
All right, so I want to move on to something else. So we got a new process as it goes to what we call call letters or events or Black Lake training courses and things of that nature. What is that process, Jen?
So yes, Mr. President, we did roll out a new process for going to conferences or training classes for our membership. And that process the call letters will be posted. You will look to see them on the website. I'll have them posted on the website or probably throughout the plants. Any open call letters requesting members to attend training or classes or conferences at Black Lake, at the region, there is a new process that we will follow now. And that process is you will come to the local and fill out a form. And on that form, it's going to ask you several questions. And those questions for your eligibility is that you have to be a member in good standing, and you must have attended at least 4 union meetings out of the last 12 meetings that we have here at the local. And if you meet those standards, then you can fill out a form to go to any of these events that's posted. You can be specific if you like, to register for Pacific call letters, or you can just request as open call letters, and your name will go into a container, and you will be selected like a lottery process through a drawing for those call letters. And this is our way for keeping this process fair and transparent with our memberships.
Now, I do know some call letters are specific to a specific committee. And if that's the case, then those committees will follow the process that we always have went, where the committee chair will do a rotation through their committee and submit those names through the committee. So those won't go into the lottery. But for the open call letters, yes, we will be doing a lottery. It was I spoke on it at the last union meeting. Prior to that, I had talked to the executive board and I talked to the standing committee chairs as we develop this process. But as you said, this is to make sure that it's fair and unbiased, and everybody get a fair opportunity to attend these conferences, right?
That's correct. Now, you will only be allowed to go attend 2 events per year, and then once your name has been pulled twice, then you will not be able to re-enter into this process until all the names have been exhausted, so that we can give all our members the opportunity to go places. And like you did state, that any call letter that's specific to a committee will only be for those committees, and the process is still the same for that. Now, for these open call letters, once we get the approval on how many people we are sending, we will be selecting these names within 2 or 3 days. So please make sure you're paying attention to the website once we post these, so that you can make it down here in enough time to fill out a form to enter into that process before we pull these names, because we do have a deadline to register the members for these events.
Okay.
Okay, now, I just want to say, I've been here 15 years, and I've heard people that the whole time complain about they never get to go to Black Lady, never get chosen. We making the process to where now it's up to you to just pay attention to the postings in the plant, pay attention to the local website. And all you have to do is come up, fill out the slip, your name go in the lottery, you get pulled, you go. No more complaining about you didn't get the opportunity, because it's in your lap now. Basically, it's in your lap now. So just pay attention to the postings, pay attention to the website, come to the union meetings, you'll know what's going on, and you'll be able to go.
All right. Got anything else?
That is about it. To bring it back to the park real quick, I got a couple questions that I'm looking at. Fun cards, you can purchase the fun cards at the park. Your fun cards can also be used for rides as well. So if you choose to purchase any fun cards, or if you already have fun cards from previous events, you can still use those fun cards to ride the rides and do the arcade games. And yeah, that's about it.
And talking about those fun cards, our event ends at 4:00. So, but the park stays open till 11. So if you choose to stay at the point the park ends, then the band that we provide for you will be now at that point non and void. But if you had this fun card that you're speaking about, they can purchase, you can continue going forward and doing whatever you want to do if that's what you choose to do. So I want to just throw that little piece in there, right?
Yes, and if you're planning on bringing extra guests that isn't registered after the end of our event, and you guys want to stay over, yeah, they will probably start selling their tickets again after our event or close to our event ending. So if I know some people were planning on bringing their guests early, we don't want your guests there waiting around and not being able to participate in anything if they are not already pre-registered. So I would advise you to ask your guests to come later on in the evening around 4 p.m., closer to that time, if you want to stay later with your guest that was not able to attend our event.
All right, let's go and close it out. It's not a long podcast, but we did want to get some information out there. Hope I see everybody down here registering, and then I hope I see all the members, all our family out at the park. I'll be there for sure. So hopefully I see everybody out there. Till then, I'll see you later on. Deuces.
Deuces.
Bye. And I'm bringing my bowling ball, so anybody who wanna go, let's go. Wayne, I'm talking to you.